At the beginning of the year, I did one of those corny but really helpful exercises, 5 days to your best year ever. One of the exercises that we did was replacing the limiting beliefs, those thoughts or behaviors that are holding me back, with liberating truths. And so in the midst of kids, of ministry, of Jesus, of family, of day to day, the liberating truth that has been most helpful to me is I have more than enough time for the things that matter most. But in order to make that happen, I then had to know, what are the things that matter most to me? What are the things that are most important in my life? And I worked out there's some things that only I can do, mostly relationships. My relationship with Jesus, as a wife, as a mother, with my family. And the other key thing was, I really want to make a difference. Not long after that, someone asked me, what kind of difference do you want to make? And so I've thought a bit about that, and I've worked out, I want to do life with people. I want to show them Jesus. I want them to see Jesus in me, and I want to see their lives transformed. And I guess ultimately that looks like I want to be a disciple maker, and I want to help other people be a disciple maker. But the only way I believe that we can see transformation in people's lives is through them encountering Jesus for themselves, whatever their age. But what really puts the zip in my zippity-doo-dah is when kids encounter Jesus. Research tells us that 80% of Christians made a decision to follow Jesus under the age of 12. That's not new information, right? And I'm pretty sure we would all agree that kids are really important. So then how do I make those moments I have with children count, whether they be mine or others? You know, programs that are full of fun, of activity, of learning are great. But how do we make time, how do we make space for kids to encounter Jesus for themselves, to hear the voice of God in their lives? Whether that's in Sunday school, in big church, even one-on-one. Terry Williams says that we need to be space people, space men, space women, space parents. And in the busyness of life, we need to find opportunities for kids to encounter Jesus, to hear his voice. We need to ask them, have you heard the voice of God? What has God been saying to you? What is God asking you to do? And what happens? What does that do to your faith? For me, it's never my intellectual ability that has stopped me from running. But like sheep who know a shepherd's voice, who know their shepherd's voice, it is those encounters with Jesus that have held me firm in my faith. Many know about Jesus, but we want people to truly know Jesus. And I think when they know Jesus, they know 3 things. They know 1, Jesus is real, that he is alive and active and working in our lives. 2, they know that Jesus wants to communicate with them, with me. The creator of the universe wants to talk to me. He loves me. And number 3, that Jesus brings transformation in our life. How the world needs Jesus, right? People are desperate for something different, something better, some sort of transformation in their lives. Think back to a time when you encountered Jesus. What has that meant in your faith and in your journey with Christ? One of the things that I really love about kids is that when they experience something, they want to share it. And you know, we had this kid who was coming to our church, and he was from the community, but he'd been coming for a little while, I guess, and it was probably about the age of 11 years old that he first experienced Jesus. He encountered Jesus for himself in his own life. And later we found out that he had gone home, and every night as his brother was going to bed, he would ask his parents, "Can I put Sean to sleep tonight?" And his parents just thought that he was being a good kid. But actually, Dylan saw it as an opportunity to pray with his 4-year-old brother as he was going to sleep. He knew that he had encountered Jesus and that he wanted his brother to encounter Jesus for himself. He had seen his life transformed by Jesus and knew that Jesus could transform his brother's life too at 4 years old. You see, encountering Jesus changes everything. So I want to see kids, youth, adults, generations of people as lifelong, reproducing followers of Jesus. And I have more than enough time for that.